Jumping from the fence. So that's what I'm getting confused with. Why would I say to them, Senzo has been shot if I was not inside the house at that time? Because they're only saying that they saw me jumping off the fence. So that means I was not part of it. I was not inside the house at that time.
Ramsipili has pushed it to Twala that he fabricated the entire incident, but he's asked with who and why he would do that. Ramsipili has completed his cross-examination, and lawyer for the third accused, Advocate Charles Mnisi, will begin his probe tomorrow morning. Nkomazi, Eyewitness News at the Pretoria High Court.
And the Public Enterprises Department is appealing the Pretoria High Court's decision to exempt public hospitals, clinics, schools and police stations from load shedding. The order was handed down on Friday following legal action from more than a dozen organizations and political parties. However, in a statement released this afternoon, the department says this will affect the stabilization of the national grid. A cloudy Tuesday in store for Gauteng tomorrow with morning fog and drizzle. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 7 degrees, peaking at 19. Pretoria 9 and 21, Vereniging 7 and 20. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
947 Music.
Live.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Pirates. Hlaphe support abafundisi. Hlaphe esed by Believe. Wamemesa uheseki.
Changing and re-engineering sports on the continent and the world.
And there's the final whistle. Orlando Pirates into the final. The Trinity of the Hero. Shagwani United are into the final of the Nedbank Cup.
#MSW.
Now, the local football fraternity is reflecting on the life of legendary Mamelodi Sundowns communications manager Alex Shagwani following his death yesterday.
It's a sad day. It's a day that, it's bad. It's bad because of, Alex was a stalwart. He was an icon. He was Sundowns.
Sundowns is Alex Shagwani is here. Tell me, what's cooking?
That's the kind of leadership we're having at Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Our chairman is unbelievable. He's in love with his supporters. He wants to see the supporters happy all the time.
So you've given the fans now that opportunity to go and watch the training, and after they've been vaccinated and gotten their free ticket.
That's correct.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Well, obvious disappointment from the Sharks supporters, given their performance over the weekend, but equally so, massive disappointment from the Kaizer Chiefs supporters and Stellenbosch, respectively. You're going to be taking all of your WhatsApp voice notes. Do send them through right away. It is Reaction Monday here on the Marawa Sports Worldwide. 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. We'll be getting to those in just a little bit. There's also been a bit of an exciting game, It's rare that we have an EPL match live at this time on a Monday. But we've seen 8 goals going through, with the Fulham and Leicester playing to a 5-3 game and outcome. So it finished Fulham 5, Leicester City 3. Really exciting match that turned out to be more football as well. Coming up later on tonight, we'll tell you all about that. You're listening to 947, also live on Rise FM, Vuma FM, and on Sowetan Live. And how we start our conversation today, because, when something exciting happens and it is a positive move, we always like to capture it right here on the show. I mean, we all grew up kind of knowing and admiring the unbelievable talents from this part of the country. Now, big game players and big teams coming through from Mpumalanga. But sadly, over the years, we've seen a decline in talent identification as far as this province is concerned. Well, the Good Samaritans have seen it befitting now to unearth talent from there. And hey, what a welcome initiative as Mpumalanga gears up to churn out quality football players and also expose latent talent through its recently launched Under-17 League. Now, the fully sponsored league is arguably the first of its kind in the country, and it seems a fitting initiative to launch the structure in a province that has had long been thought of as the backwater of local football. So Mpumalanga last had a professional team rooted in the province back in 2021-22. That was when the NFD side, Tier Sporting, were relegated. And an honor and a pleasure to have in studio with us Mr. Collence, Silabela, SAFA's Ehlanzeni spokesperson, and also Fortune Spear, Forek Institute of Technology, representative right here in studio. Firstly, let me start off with the mother body. And welcome, Collence, to the studio. Good to see you.
Thanks very much, Robert, the producers, the listeners. Thanks very much to meet you today.
Yeah, good to see you. And as I was saying, that it's exciting times, though, because we've always known the kind of talent that comes through from Mpumalanga. But how did you come across the meeting of minds to have a project like this now really taken off successfully?
Robert, as SAFA Ehlanzeni, through our leadership, Kaiser Sbanyoni, who is in Algeria now, as the head of delegation for the Under-17 AFCON. So we met as Ehlanzeni region. We decided that, look, we've got talent identification. How do we go about that? To find a sponsor. We approach a lot of sponsors. Fortunately enough, we met Forek Institute of Technology. The chairman, Mr. Spear, which is me here. So he agreed that he's going to sponsor one of his own kind, the unique Under-17 Regional League. As the Ehlanzeni, we are made of 3 municipalities, or that is Hartsibande and Kangala. But for this year, we are going to pilot it at the Ehlanzeni region with 16 teams. So we established the committees that will look at the league. Also, we set up everything. We're happy that Forek agreed to sponsor us. And we are now married with Forek in community of property. We are looking that we will go further and further. We are not ready to divorce.
Yes.
Because we are looking at the long term that this program grows until all the regions in Mpumalanga, they play the regional league at Ehlanzeni, Hartsibande and Kangala.
Wow, I mean, I think I feel like I'm in a church here where there's a wedding vows being exchanged here. But from your side, Fortune Spear, firstly, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. And as somebody representing and chairing Forek, what actually made you believe that this could work and get into the marriage, as Collins has explained?
Greetings to Europe's and listeners. Indeed, I can confirm that, in fact, I'm a founding director. Of Forek Institute of Technology. It became easy to me to agree to sponsor the Under-17 League because myself, I'm a former chairman of the soccer club. My club was in ABC Municipal League Forek Academy. So I knew the challenges. I know the challenges. I established Forek Academy because I'm passionate about development.
Right.
That's why, hence, I own a private vocational training, and because I've seen many young talented soccer boys could not even showcase their talent. They come from the poor background, and most of them, they can even not able to finish the school because most soccer players they're unable, they choose soccer instead of that's why Forek Institute of Technology agreed to sponsor so that we can holistically together with SAFA to develop the soccer players, both education and the soccer wise. So my vocational education and training center, the minimum requirements there is age 16 or grade 9. That's why they are my target. The under-17 boys, the target. That's why I said no. I fully agree. Let us marry SAFA to develop our young boys.
Because people found it very strange, though, to say why develop, in youth football in what they term a very deserted area. So I think you've outlined a little bit of it, but it's the belief in the fact that it doesn't matter if it's so-called a deserted area. Deserted areas, as long as there's human beings that are there, there's bound to be talent. Just further from your side, though, as Forek, was that part of the motivation?
Yeah, it was that part of motivation. Considering myself, I also come from a deserted area.
Yes.
I grew up in Mangweni, Nkomazi, where there's no hope. I'm better. Collence come from the end of the country. Steenbok in Mozambique.
Yeah.
He's also come from a deserted area there. For sure, I doubt he's even having a tar road where he comes from. So that's it was a motivation part of that. There are, I think, after I've done this, I think we are going to see many business people coming on board. We can see the establishment of under 15 and under 17. That's why it was a motivation for me that from us coming to this area myself, let me firstly stand instead of waiting for another company coming from outside. Forek Institute of Technology, let me take a lead.
And well done. I mean, we got to compliment you for doing that, because you've given so much hope to so many of the kids who have talent, and maybe you might be spotted later on in life when it's too late and there's nothing that they can do. But from the uniqueness of it, I mean, let's unpack maybe the long-term, short-term plans as far as this project is concerned.
Yes, Robbie. As part of the short plan was to get the project up and running. We have been able to achieve that. Since we managed to do our programs. One, we started with coaches. All our coaches, they went for a course, 32 coaches. Also the referees, we had 32 referees under the age of 25 years that went for training so that they can able to officiate these games. Also, we trained the administrators for the teams, as that they should be able to meet the standard of the media. They should market the games. We also train them. And lastly, we also train the first aiders for the team. We've qualified people from emergency medical practitioners. Also, we train them. That was our short term, getting the project up and running. For the long term, we're looking at as South Africa, recently SAFA, we know they've launched the under 15. This is the platform where the under 15 that are playing in the tournament should get a place to represent the region as well as the province, and they go to national up around in July. We know we've got the national competition. These players are having a chance to play there. The uniqueness of the tournament is that all the 16 teams that are partaking in Forek under 17, all of them, they've received 2 sets of kits. Branded sponsor name. Also, they were given soccer balls so that they could start training. So that's the uniqueness. Also, the teams are playing in a stadium, which means we go and book the stadium for them. We pay the stadium. That's very unique. And when they play, all of them, you could see, no, you can't differentiate it that this team is from a rural area or this one from the urban area. So that's very unique. In the long term, we are looking at ABC Mtsepe teams. They should be coming to the program looking for players. Especially we know that they are using the under 23s. After they've graduated in this program, most of the Mpumalanga teams, they will be coming running, looking after the boys that have graduated in this program.
But how much of a challenge do you think it is? I mean, engaging in a youth program when you're trying to get professionalism going, you're trying to get marketing going, and just people to get to know about the project overall when you talk about a marketing or publicity initiative?
Yeah, we're trying our best through our social media pages.
Yes.
Yeah, to market the programs, to share the pictures. At Forek Institute of Technology, our IT department is always spot on to make sure that all information is shared. We try our best to make sure that we start with professionalism from the planning point of view. As Collins said, that we started with the coaching courses to train, sponsored by Forek Institute of Technology, the training of the coaches, the coaching clinics, first aiders, at the stadium, you will be surprised, Robs. All those games are recorded live. We've hired a media company. You can swear that is a NFD team or PSL team, the way things are happening.
So it sounds very professional.
We'll share with you the pictures and the videos so that you can share for us in your media platform. So
perfect.
We are trying our best as a sponsor to be close and hands-on to monitor the professionalism. And as a sponsor, we would love to see the results. Like I think you saw recently where Xavi introduced the 15-year-old boy. So it's our wish as Forek Institute of Technology that we also see one of the biggest teams in the country to introduce one of the young boys as early as 17 or 18 years
or even younger
to be introduced on the PSL side. Though ABC Motsipe is the closest, but we would love that from NFD to PSL as a sponsor to see the results. We don't want to develop just to develop without see the results. Although Collins outlined the long term, but we wish that even the national coaches from under 15, under 17, under 20, under 23, we invited them to come and watch these games. And we wish also one of our players or from the regional league to be selected so that more young players will come out confident from their rural corners there to say that I want to join that under 17 team. So thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. And just on the back of what you've said, we've already seen a couple of scouts from the big clubs coming through, you know, representatives from Kaizer Chiefs, even Mamelodi Sundowns had their scouts with the big Jan Malomboli Chaba also attending some of the games. Because again, when you touch on the uniqueness of it, it's a case of in one day there's about 4 games that are played at the same stadium, which makes it easy now for scouts to really sit and not move around or travel around. Is that part and parcel of trying to draw this almost family-like environment and grow the support? Because I mean 4 games, it's quite a lot, but it's also just enough to serve a starving public.
Yes, as part of the uniqueness of the program, Rob, also that one, it gives the platform. We've seen Coach Uvela Kumalo, we've seen Jan Malomboli Chaba visiting the opening matches. Even the young ones, they were very impressed to meet them. And we have seen the exciting football. Moreover, Robs, I want to indicate that we are using the 6-5 formula, which means before the kickoff of the game, there must be 6 players that are 16 years and 5 players that are below the age of 15. And they are given plus minus 20 minutes to play before you can substitute. You see, we've seen other programs that a player can play for 1 minute and is substituted. But in this case, the player can't be substituted after the young one has played for 20 minutes and above. Therefore, you can substitute. But at the end of the day, 2 players that are under the age of 15 years must be given a chance to play the full match without substitution. So that one, it gives them more confidence to unleash their talent, display their skills. And for Scouters, we are calling you to come and watch our games. This week, we are getting to Nkomazi Gamhlushwa Stadium, and on Sunday, we will be at the UMP, University of Mpumalanga. We are playing a block fixture. So
hold on with that block fixture, because I want to take that straight after the break, because it throws us forward to the weekend in terms of what people can look forward to as well, and they can start planning their weekend nicely. We'll continue and we start wrapping up our conversation with Collence Silabela, the SAFA Ehlanzeni spokesperson and also the chair and founder of the Forek Institute of Technology, Fortune Spear, who are all here in studio with me.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
Benny's been waiting for his next passenger, but while there's a break in play, it's time to check on his multi-bet, needing just one more result for an incredible win.
Utata! How does Benny even handle the pressure?
It's been a smooth ride so far, but what's this?
Goal! Is this the end of his multi-bet?
The final whistle's blown, but there's still gas left in the tank. With money back boost, he'll at least get all the cash he put down back. Another great offer from Betway.
Wati moto, wati farara, apela bantu.
T's and C's apply. Licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. For gambling counseling, call SARGF on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp 076 675 0710.
947.
Hi, I'm the MD of Metro Lifestyle, the fabric and home store. I have stores in Centurion, Montana, Northgate, and Boksburg. I have decided to relocate our Boksburg store. Millions of rands of goods, fabrics, curtaining, lighting, furniture, linen, carpets, and appliances are being sold well below cost. This grab-and-go sale is available at all stores while stocks last. Come and redo your home at a fraction of the price. Visit us at www.metrolifestyle.co.za or call 08611 Metro. That's 08611 63876.
It's Harold's Net Forest Mother's Day Hotline.
Harold, I'm Zulu.
Sanibona.
You don't understand. There's lots of mamas and drama if I don't get gifts. There's Umam Tembi from church, Umam Cindy from Pilates, not to mention Umama, my mama.
Oh, Mamma Mia, don't worry, Daddy's here. Net Forest has something marvelous for every mama.
Down, go put Harold.
That's Baba Harold to you, my Baba. Order Mother's Day gifts by 9 May at Net Forest and get free lunch chockies for any mama that slipped your mind. Mother of all smoochers.
Gogo steps up to the ring. She's pumped and ready to go. Facing down her toughest opponent yet, Wi-Fi. Her family has trained her for this moment. Gogo makes the first move and Wi-Fi surrenders. The match is over.
Gogo, that was amazing. How did you do it?
Lula, I used AfriHost. With their easy sign-up process and simple payment methods like EasyPay and PayFast, Wi-Fi doesn't have to be a fight.
AfriHost, ukonwaba, lula.
Enjoy certainty in an uncertain world with BMW's 10.5% capped interest rate. If the interest rate decreases, so will your monthly payments. But if it increases, your interest rate will never exceed 10.5%. To enjoy this exclusive offer, purchase a new BMW 3 Series X3 or X5. Visit your nearest BMW retailer to learn more. Offer from BMW Financial Services South Africa, Pty Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. Valid until 30 June 2023. Available on selected models and subject to stock availability. T's and C's apply.
947. Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
And through jaws of life, Rabutla, did your reputation kind of mess up a little bit of what you're about? Did it take away anything, or it just made you even stronger, knowing that everybody knows what it mustn't mess with you?
A lot of people, especially in South Africa, they are thinking that I was just a rough tackler. No. When I arrived in South Africa, it was so difficult. Whatever I touched, they were diving and all. It was so difficult.
Call it the way it is. South Africans will cry babies.
There's this striker, When I just he called the ball, I was come running. He left the ball, run away.
Jimmy Collins.
Yeah. I was no, really.
Come on. #MSW. #MSW.
Hi Robert, it's Winston. Congratulations to my team Pirates. You know I love Pirates through and through. Ndlondlo, Erasmus. Hey, Kings, Robert, Kings. You know, Robert, my nephew, 10 years old, he's a Chiefs fan. So after Pirates won, he was sad, you know, because he's a Chiefs fan, and he saw me happy. So he said to me, Malume, please wear this Kaizer Chiefs jersey just to make me happy. So I did wear his jersey, Robert. You know, he's 10 years old, even though each is beling pinch, but I wore the jersey. Then I decided to go to the kitchen because it's winter now, you know, warm things, to go make myself a cup of coffee. Went to the kitchen, tried to lift the cup. Komisha isugum. Tried to lift the cup again. Couldn't lift the cup. Ironically, after I took the jersey out, the Kaizer Chiefs jersey, I put a Pirates jersey on. Hey, lifted the cup, made a cup of coffee. Now I'm happy, Robert. Danko Pirates.
You crazy.
Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
All right, love it. Well, keep sending those WhatsApp voice notes. It is Reaction Monday. Plenty of those that are coming through. 060-708-0484. 060-708-0484. As we wrap up our very important conversation here, and we're going to give credit as well, the partnership of SAFA Ehlanzeni, as well as the Forek Institute of Technology, being represented here by Collence, Silabela, as well as Fortune Spear. And as we take the final thoughts and comments as well, maybe, I mean, this is an under-17 league. Are there plans maybe to move to the next level? Are we looking at under-19 maybe? Either one of you can handle this question, but I'm sure you're not just thinking under-17. You must be thinking next level.
Yeah, it's true, Rob. Our next level is to get another sponsor.
Yeah.
That will be taking the under-15, and also the other sponsor that will be taking the under-13 also, so that there must be continuity, so that as the player grows, it moves around the under-13, the 15, the 17, therefore it goes to the promotion league or the regional men's league, therefore it goes to the ABC Mtsepe League. So we look at the player that can grow up to the levels until he reaches to the pro side.
I think just based on what you're saying, maybe from your side, Fortune, any idea of whether you'd want to partner with a specific NSL or PSL team in the future, you know, given this foundational stage that you're giving the players?
Yes, indeed, Drops. We are in that process now.
Right.
Yeah, starting from the provincial ABC, one team partner with ABC, NFD, up to PSL. We're also trying to search, particularly Spain, to check which team we can also partner with them there in Spain. But what they are doing now, the technical team, because we've got beside the coaches of the team, the sponsor try also to sponsor the technical committee. That is each and every match. They are watching the games, they are making selection. So now they already started selecting the premier squad for the region, of which Forek now will be sponsoring that regional squad. They will be on the trip to Gauteng on around 24 June, 25 June, to come and play under 17, one of the biggest teams in the country. So that part of exposing them, so that journey of trying to have a partnership with the PSL team start, so that when we bring those players to see how organized the structure are we, the region and all those, so that they can have confidence that no, indeed, we can partner with this under 17 region to get quality of, so they can also give us advice. Going back again, for only not sponsoring the prize money, there are many activities within the issue of mentorship. The technical coaches, we invited them to go mentor the individual teams, to say, Coach so we're inviting you to visit maybe Mangweni 1341 team. Go to their training field to see how are they training their boys, because we must also invest in quality training, so that they can able to break through even on the national selections. So that's where we are going.
I mean, it sounds really, really exciting, guys, and I must compliment you and commend you on the good job that you've done. Maybe, Collins, where I cut you off before the ad break, is just to quickly inform us about this coming weekend. What can people look forward to and where?
We are inviting all Nkomazi people to come to Gamhlushwa Stadium, since they are now focusing on the Selati Cup, but on the 13th of May, there is no Selati Cup. We are inviting them to come to Gamhlushwa Stadium. The games are starting at 9 o'clock. The first game is Umkhonto Youngsters Football Academy versus Mpumalanga School of Excellence. The second game is Sibanga Young Bucks versus Tiani Sporting. The third game is Harmony Sports Academy versus Bushbuckridge Sports Academy. And the fourth game is 1341 Stars versus Tegatako Academy. And on Sunday, we'll be going to University of Mpumalanga. The first game is Matsulu Soccer Academy versus Babaton All-Stars. The second game, it will be Mlambo Royal Cubs, the team as crowned as the champions for the ABC. This is their development team. It will be playing versus Verulam Swallows. And the third game, it will be Game United versus East High Academy. And also the last game on Sunday, it will be Miela Stars versus Bakwena Chiefs. So these are the games for the up and coming weekend. We are inviting all the parents to come and support their kids. Bring your camp chairs whatsoever, or since we're in a stadium, you are welcome to have a seat there. You cheer your players, come and support them. We are inviting you in great numbers.
Yeah, don't coach them, cheer them. I love that, because sometimes parents want to be the coaches and start shouting and putting pressure on the poor young ones. So, guys, you know what? Thank you so much indeed for gracing our studios. Collence, Silabela, SAFA Ehlanzeni spokesperson, together with Fortune Sbia, the Forek Institute of Technology chair, as well as founder and director. Baba, thank you so much indeed. And keep up the good work. That's all I can say, is that we are watching, and that is why we decided to bring you closer here to the action. So all of the best this weekend, and let's keep the conversation going.
Thanks, Robs. Thanks for the opportunity.
Appreciate it.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The Italian football analyst Stefano Vigoriti joins me on the line. Steph, one of the greatest football players that we've ever seen, the only one to have ever won the Ballon d'Or, which is George Weah, with 46 goals. And I thought to myself, that is incredible, though, because hardly any people talk about that, being the highest African Serie A goal scorer, and that's where he sits right now.
When he first arrived, signed the contract with his agent, he arrived with the helicopter at the Napoli training ground, and everybody thought, who is this guy? Arriving like no other players ever arrived, on a helicopter. And you know, with such an opening, he really has to work hard to live up to the billing, and boy, did he do it.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Evening, Rob. It's Tabuko here, Rob. This is a very exciting initiative, and I just want to wish the gentlemen that you've got there in studio all the best, because, Rob, we know with football development, everything is centered around Gauteng, and it's quite pleasing to hear other provinces coming on board, because if we focus on maximum participation in football, Rob, and give every talent an opportunity, that will then give the national team selectors a wide pool of players to select for national teams. And very excited as a lover of football to hear that this is something that is going to happen in Mpumalanga. All the best, Rob.
Good evening, Rob. This is Odysseus here in Cape Town. Reaction Monday. Yeah, obviously, the Soweto Derby grabbing all the headlines. We say congratulations to the Buccaneers. As Mnyama Ngenkani, the Orlando Pirates winning in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup. But, Robert, I want to talk about the two people who really impressed me at the weekend. One, it's young Samgelo Zwane, the son of Eugene Zwane, who was playing midfield for Kaizer Chiefs. What a player he is. For a young man of his age, the way he was controlling the midfield, the composure which he had on the ball. I mean, he seems like he has played for so many seasons, and what a player he is. And I think South Africa are going to get a classy midfielder there. Then the other person who impressed me, yes, yeah, the referee, the guy who was officiating the match. I mean, he was not flustered by the occasion. He looked right in control. And I'm saying that I've seen some bad officiating of late in our league, but this guy was really impressive. And yeah, thank you so much, Rob.
Good evening, Robert Marawa, speaking to Lenga Modisobotla, originally from Kopana. Rob, firstly, I'd like to send my deepest condolence to the Shagwani family for the loss of Goldfinger's life. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Rob, for the weekend game, I don't think Kaizer Chiefs for firing Zwane is going to be the solution. Chiefs has never won anything for the past 7 years, and Zwane was not the coach. The problem is the players, Rob. Thank you very much.
MSW, bro Rob, how are you? It's Simoniso here. Mr. Rob, this is simple. My reaction Monday is Atazwane failed. Like Atazwane failed. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, by the way. You have Jose Reverio, the Orlando Pirates coach. The man, Rob, came in this season and he has already won a cup, and it looks like he'll take the Champions League spots, and he's in the final of the Nedbank Cup. So do you see how hard this man is working? You know, the results are there. It's for everyone to see. It's for everyone to witness. And then we have our very own Atazwane, the favorite son. He hasn't won anything. We have lost the CAF spots. We have lost the Nedbank Cup. So you tell me, Mr. Rob, what do we do? Where do we go? Oh, Kwazewanzi.
Big questions, big question marks. Demanding answers, eh? Will they ever be able to get those answers? All right, we shift gear now because, as one of the voice notes alluded to, the fact that tragedy over the weekend, yesterday. A man who was a good friend of the show through many, many years. We'll be paying tribute to him.
Now, the local football fraternity is reflecting on the life of legendary Mamelodi Sundowns communications manager Alex Shagwani following his death yesterday.
You know, it's a sad day. It's a day that, it's bad. It's bad because of, Alex was a stalwart. He was an icon. He was Sundowns.
Sundowns' Alex Shakoane is here. Tell me, what's cooking?
That's the kind of leadership we're having at Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Our chairman is unbelievable. He's in love with his supporters. He wants to see the supporters happy all the time.
So you've given the fans now that opportunity to go and watch the training, and after they've been vaccinated and gotten their free ticket.
That's correct.
Footprints on the sands of time. No, there was something that and something that I left behind.
But Alex, he was one of those people who made sure that, the supporters, they believe in coming to the stadium, making sure they're going to support the players who are participating during the course of the games, And Alex was full of jokes.
We are the number one, of course, that we know and everybody knows. But all I can say is that it's everybody's effort that made it possible for Sundowns to be number one. If you don't make your money when Sundowns play, you would never make money again, because this is the only time where you can get a lot of people together on a day and happy. And when Sundowns win, then it's a bonus. Nobody's gonna go to sleep. If we play on a Saturday, we're gonna boogie until Monday morning when people go to work.
Sundowns' Alex Shakoane is here. And you've been at Sundowns how many years now?
I forgot to count, About 30.
30 years?
Yeah.
So those rings have been there for 30 years as well?
For 30 years. I must say thank you to the president.
Yeah.
Have been taking care of me for all these years. And if you see me seated here, happy, know that I'm happy even at home. Alex is Mamelodi Sundowns. That's why Sundowns is my life.
Wow. I can see you glowing, man. Those mining billions are showing through your cheeks.
Marawa Sports Worldwide, Monday to Friday weekdays.
Alex is Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are not my words, those are his words. Very flamboyant, very passionate, loyal, eloquent, intellectual, fashionable, very vibrant. I mean, those are amongst a couple of words that I can think of that come to mind when one mentions the now late Alex Shagwani. It's also extremely weird, though, having to refer to him as late. It becomes very surreal. A long-serving Mamelodi Sundowns public relations officer, Bra Alex wasn't a face of football at Sundowns, but also South African football at large. I mean, fondly known as Goldfingers, I mean, this man was just that. He was gold, serving the Brazilians in the game with distinction for the past 30 years. He said it, you heard it in his own voice. I mean, he was the club spokesperson, he was a marketing guru, and also Patrice Motsepe's right-hand man. I mean, a darling to the fans, whom they relied on for breaking club news. Now, this is a loss that goes beyond Sundowns, beyond Pretoria. It's a South African loss. What a life lived. I mean, let's pay tribute to him. And after the break, we've got in studio the Mamelodi Sundowns ambassador, Tiyani Mabunda.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. In 3, 2, 1. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
If you're looking to revitalize your home, nothing does more for your house than Warrior's longer-lasting paint in sublime finishes. Warrior Paint has a wide range of interior or exterior products in a broad spectrum of colors to create your dream house. With incredible price savings and a dedicated team of professionals, Warrior Paints is your go-to paint store. Find your nearest store on warriorpaints.co.za. Warrior Paints. Affordable, lasting, luxury.
Before you buy a car, be really sure. Before you rate 1 star, be really sure. Before you calling them a cheater and you cry to hello Peter. Before you buy a car, be really sure. Make sure you get the best deal when buying a car. Go to willy.co.za, SA's most trusted place to sell, trade or buy a car.
You might call it living your best life, but we call it Spur Cheeseburger Mondays. Because for only $74.90, Mondays become legendary when you can choose between 100% pure beef, succulent chicken, delicious soya, or tender rib cheeseburger. All served with Spur-style crispy onion rings and golden chips. So, when life gives you Mondays, enjoy a Spur cheeseburger. T's and C's apply. Spur, people with a taste for life.
When you think of marble, it reminds you of a work of art with unique and beautiful veins in the stone. That's how I made our name 17 years ago, Artmar, the art of marble. I am Ufuk Caner, founder of Artmar Natural Stone, inviting you to our beautiful new showroom at 10 Remblock Street, Stratham Park. We import a large range of marble, granite, travertine, terrazzo, and so much more. Artmar Natural Stone, your destination of choice for all natural stone products.
Located south of Joburg, just 20 minutes from Sandton, the Eye of Africa estate embodies modern countryside living with plenty of choices direct from the developer. Luxury apartments, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms with stunning balcony views. Our 2-bed, 2-bath unit is just over 1.5 million, and there's even a furnished option. Or purchase a stand of 800 square meters for 999,000 and we'll give you 100,000 off. Contact us at eyeofafrica.co.za.
In my business, I was always told, look before you leap. I'm more like leap before you look. Because if you spend too much time looking, you'll end up not leaping, and besides, the vantage point from the air is much better. So leap, man, leap.
Become a Sage customer like Miles and set up your business to fly with our helpful accounting, HR, and payroll tools. Visit sage.com today. Sage, helping business flow.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Andrew Jaws of Life, Rabutla. I mean, Zach Jehovah would walk in here. I would probably even get scared. I would leave the mic, I would close the door and say, interview yourself.
You know what?
See what you can do.
You know what happened? Jomo said, no, you must, this guy is so dangerous. If you allow the boy to turn, he's going to beat us.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't allow him, make him tight. Hey, that guy, they passed the boy, he shielded me, took a shot. No, when I checked the bench of Cosmos, Jomo said, no, this guy is not serious. I'm not serious. Morgan, warm up.
So Jomo played mind games with you. He said, Morgan, warm up, just so that you could see you were about to go out.
About to go out.
So you need to break something.
No, not
not even furniture, but you need to break something.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Robert. Death must not be proud in this instance. But one thing about death is it likes talent. It chooses, it selects whom it wants, and it takes when you least expect. May Alex Shagwani rest in peace. Sandawana, it's a great loss, but the man has run the race. The man has taught many what it means to love, live, and eat a soccer team. He has been there. He taught many. Masandawana and the rest of soccer lovers, let's unite in his death and say, death be not proud. Kile Sandawana Gemene Robert, may his soul rest in peace.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulifelang here. Good evening to the MSW show. My condolences to the family of Alex, Mr. Goldfinger Shakoane. He is one that loves football, one that follows football, a staunch football follower. And to hear his passing yesterday was quite a very sad one. So may his departed soul rest in eternal peace. But yeah, big up to Orlando Pirates. And yeah, looking forward to a great show. Hashtag MSW. Great show, Mr. Rob. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much indeed. You're listening to hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, live at 947, also live on Vuma FM, Rise FM, and on Sowetan Live. And before the break, I made mention of the flamboyant, very passionate, loyal, eloquent, highly intellectual fashionable, very vibrant individual by the name of Alex Shagwani, who today we look back at his glorious life, and sadly so, he's no longer with us. Tiyani Mabunda joins me here in studio. Tiani, good to have you here, man. Welcome and condolences.
Thank you so much, Rob, and good evening to all the listeners.
Very sad time, and Sundowns family rocked by this passing. Somebody that's been Mr. Mamelodi Sundowns himself. He said it, 30 years plus at the club.
That's very true. It's a very sad moment for us as Mamelodi Sundowns because we lost one of the pillars, the icons of the club. Not only the club, but as well as football as a whole. Because Bra Alex was a very, very influential figure in terms of football in Mamelodi, Tiyani, and the whole of South Africa. He showed so much love to football. He was really committed to Mamelodi Sundowns. He says it himself, I am Sundowns. That was his line. You begin to understand when somebody has removed his own values and he puts the values of the club ahead of himself and he becomes a pillar or an ambassador or a global figure that represents a single club wholeheartedly. It really sends a big message to say he was really one of the Sundowns faithfuls.
How's the club reacted? I know that a lot of your supporters, we've had lots of voice notes coming through. I mean, the people that he worked with on a daily basis, what's it been like for them today on Monday, coming to work and realizing that one of their own will no longer, ever be in that seat?
It's really difficult to absorb and take it in because, especially for me, one of those, because it's supposed to be him talking, not me. He's the one that's supposed to be talking on behalf of the club, but it's really painful. We really trying to remain strong. Remember that the club also had to fly out. People flew out with sore hearts. We still have work to do, but we were allowed to say, guys, even in the difficult times, let's not cloud ourselves with too much work. This is the time where we need to stand together and support one another, because Bra Alex was like part of every department in the club. You come to the players, he was there, supporters, he's there, management, the board, marketing, you can name it. He's been a pillar for each and every single department because he was Sundowns. So we will forever miss him. It's really difficult to accept. Like you said, it's very surreal to say he's late. You sometimes want to pinch yourself and check if is it a joke or because he was a fun guy. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So you really need to think hard and come to terms that we're not going to see him ever again.
I was going to ask you that you talk about him being a fun guy. That's what he projected to us. That's what we got to know about him through the years. Especially I always look forward to games between Kaizer Chiefs as well as Mamelodi Sundowns. Back in the days when PROs were a big deal. And I always look forward to his clashes. It was Alex Shagwani on the side and Louis Shagwani on the other side. And it was always just jab after jab. And they would have a full go at each other. And I always look forward to that. In years to come, then Patco Mafani stepped into that. And it was the same. So it was a younger PRO in Patco versus the more experienced in Alex as well. Was that him? Was that the energy he even projected even in the halls of the offices at Lorkop?
Bra Alex, you'd easily think that perhaps the way he portrays himself in public is maybe the role that he plays at his job, but it's actually who he is. It doesn't matter whether it is at work or it's just his life. You meet him in town, you meet him at the mall, he will still be as energetic as you see him on TV or wherever. Yeah. So he was really he was a genuine man. He was somebody that that you can rely on if you have anything. If you know that you need energy. Even at his age, he was still communicating and giving energy to us, the younger ones, giving us hope, giving us courage to say, don't give up. This is how you need to understand your responsibility. Believe in yourself. You can make it. All those kind of talks. That's where you begin to see that he had so much love for people that it really became who he is. It was no longer just trying to encourage somebody, but himself, seeing him at his age still running around, communicating, doing all the work that he does, that he's been doing for over 30 years. So it really shows that the passion and the love that he had for the club, and not only the club, for the work that he does, and the impactful person that he is to community.
Did he ever explain the symbolism of the Goldfingers?
I tried. I actually tried to ask him to give me some of the Goldfingers, and he refused. He said, "I'm still too young to have gold. You'll try me off with silver rings." So I began. We had a lot of close time, him and I. That I was able to get to know. Under his shadows, I was growing bit by bit, regardless of whatever I went through. Not only in my playing days, but even life as a whole. So he was somebody that was really. He never gave me the true resemblance of the Goldfingers. I tried to get 3 of them, but he still refused, and he said, "I'm still too young." So I would definitely miss the big man.
Yeah, he used to always tease up and say that the gold has run out. It is now plain fingers and no longer Mr. Goldfingers as well. But he's gone through so many different leaderships, but also very high-profile leaderships. Whether it was the late Zola Mahobe, whether it was under the Chicklisses as a family who took charge of the team, and obviously now under the leadership of Patrice Motsepe when he took over the club from the Chicklisses. So it's always been very high-profile, and I think also that's where the flamboyance comes through, because it's a club that's been known, to be a loaded club, to be run by people that have had the money to run the club and bring out some of the best talent. Do you think, though, that showmanship that he had kind of filtered from even back in the days of Piano and Shoeshine, that there was always something for people to talk about outside of the football, which would be the man himself?
Funny enough is that I strongly believe that Alex was more famous than all the superstars that came to Mamelodi Sundowns, because everybody who comes there, you're welcomed by a legend. When you enter there, you already know there is a man called Goldfingers.
Yes.
And as you get there, you welcome me, and you also feel like, all right, people celebrate me, they know me, but this guy doesn't play football. But football is just his life, and he takes control of every situation. He knows what it is that is required. Like you say, he's been at high-profile positions throughout his career. It tells you what kind of a human being he was. That all this big-figured people that took charge of the club, they always wanted him by their side, because, like he says, I am Sundowns. So everybody who comes into the setup begins to understand that if you want to make this club succeed, you need to get somebody who actually knows the background of everything that happens within the club. So Alex has been a person that from the 1970s that he's been with the club until now, even now with the chairman. Decisions that would be made, they would always refer, because he knows what is best for the club. His blood is yellow, and you understand that whatever he does it with passion, and he doesn't want to see the club fail. So it's really sad, but also a blessing that we were able to have time with him.
I know that it might be a little bit early, but in terms of the club, a lot of the supporters have been also just sending us messages wanting to know, is there a rollout plan of memorial services, etc., as the news starts to spread and to sink in, and people want to know how then they can come back and pay tribute or be part of a memorial service of some sort?
Definitely, I strongly believe, and I know that the club is within communication with the family of Alex, so that everything can pan out in a proper way. We need to also show, as much as Alex was most of his days and times he spent them with Mamelodi Sundowns, we still need to acknowledge the family and the decision that they take. So we are in communication with the family to plan out everything, how best we can have an opportunity to celebrate the life of Alex. And in due course, an announcement will be made by the club on details on when the memorial and the funeral will take place.
But for you personally, as you say that you're part of a new generation now, a former player, somebody who's now stepped into an ambassadorial role at Mamelodi Sundowns, some of the learnings and the teachings, because old school versus new school, there's similarities, there's stuff that you can learn and pick up from people that have that level of experience and that level of commitment to one club. What does that say to you as Tiyani Mabunda sitting here today and saying, maybe I would have taken a little bit of what Alex had and I will use it in my run in the future at Sundowns?
Yeah, with me, it's very personal with Alex, because even during my playing days, we've been very close. He's been somebody who was supported me. If you look back at my career, it didn't start off so well. I had a lot of challenges and difficulties within the club to adjust and to get into the system of the club. But having a man like Alex covering you and giving you guidance, you begin to believe in yourself even when things are difficult. He forces you to believe that you can make it. You are not here by mistake. So having him, you always have to learn something. You pull out a lot of things that come within him, regardless of the difficulties and challenges that he would go through. He would still appear and put a smile on his face and still give you 100% of who you know him to be, even though you know that he may be going through challenges. But when he gives you attention, he gives you the utmost attention, that you end up feeling like you are the one that was supposed to encourage him, but you end up being encouraged yourself. So with me, I've learned so much, especially my transition from playing and getting into another role within the club. With him taking me by the hand and teaching me the ways in which things operate outside the football field, I truly believe that he has made it easier for me.
Yeah, and I think he's also been in the forefront. The club has in recent time gone through a pretty dark period where you've lost some very important personnel, including players who were currently playing, for the team as well. So it's taken a different level of strength, for the collective at Mamelodi Sundowns to pull through. But how do you pull through, though? Because the results on the field continue. Or is that almost a sign to say, in dedication of, we will continue our winning ways?
That is very true, Bro Rob, because you'd really need to be a part of the setup to begin to understand the mental strength that is instilled to each and every single member of the club, whether be it players or management or technical staff or board or the chairman himself or the president. We instill a never give up attitude to one another, try and support one another throughout all the difficulties, and having to get through all the difficulties of losing personnel. That's why I say it's very difficult for me, because this is a position where it should be Alex talking and not I, and it's very difficult to speak about a person who is normally the one who speaks so good about everybody. So but we are trying our best to say everything that happens, like we did with the players who passed. We dedicate our efforts to make their soul rest in peace and be proud of the club wherever we go. I believe it's the same with Bra Alex. We even need to do even much better than what we've done.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult climb, and as you've heard and seen on social media, all the different tributes that have come through in support of a man, not just for Sundowns, but I think for football at large. It is a very, very sad time, and our deepest condolences, obviously, to the family listening, to the members of Mamelodi Sundowns as well, the entire football fraternity that has lost a massive figure of SA football. Our condolences, and to you, Tiyani Mabunda, as the Sundowns ambassador, wishing you strength as you go through this period. And thank you so much indeed for garnering the strength to come through to the studio to share with us some of the fond memories and moments that you've had with this gentleman. As we all say, may his soul rest in peace.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Highly appreciated there with Tiyani Mabunda. All right, so let's quickly take you back this time in history, this day in history, the 8th of May 2021. SAFA assistant referee Mr. Sean Olive passed on as well following a car accident in Johannesburg. There was also Joe Frazier, who defeated Muhammad Ali at New York's Madison Square Garden. It was Ali's first defeat of his professional career. All right, moving from what happened back in those days to what's happening right now. I told you earlier, Fulham beating Leicester City by 5-3. 27 minutes into the game between Brighton and Everton. It's Brighton 0, Everton 1. An important result if it stays this way for Everton, because they will jump 3 places in the log position to 16th. But still plenty of football to be played. Again, we'll see you tomorrow.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. In 3, 2, 1. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.